And welcome back, folks, to another episode of Let's Play Mobiles of Gundam Zeonic Front. We are on to Mission 12. So let's go ahead and kick this pig.
Hail Zeon! First of all, I'm proud to see that you have all decided to remain. Though this mission is a raw deal, I'm pleased you have chosen to join in. As you know, we have been sending all our war resources into space, using every ship capable of escaping Earth's atmosphere. This vessel is the last of them. The last HLV is preparing to take off. Our mission is to hold off the enemy attempting to stop the launch, and buy enough time for the HLV to reach the safety of outer space. In order to do so, the formation of a defense line to hold off the enemy isn't enough. This measure alone won't prevent the enemy from advancing. We must also disrupt their communication system. This has proven to be the most effective tactic in our previous battles with the Federation. This, of course, means less units fighting on the defense line, which makes it a bit risky. But I know we are the only ones who can carry out this mission. After we see our comrades off, I expect you to make it through alive, so we may all gather together again. Victory to Zeon! Those words I shall use as a prayer for the future of all space noids. Hail Zeon!
Alright, so we are on to what is the final push of the Earth campaign for the Zeon forces, or the final hurrah for it, I should say. Up until later on down the timeline for it. But anyways, it's a last-ditch effort, and of course it's up to us, which means we get the short end of the stick and we get stuck behind. Oh well. Alright, so attack the enemy, defend the HLV, blah blah, defense, offensive mission. Yeah, the HLV is weak as shit. It only takes like one good rocket blast and that's it, she's gone. I can't tell you how many times I failed this mission because I let one measly gem through the defense line and that was it. She was gone. Anyway, so we've got a couple of things to look out here. Again, this is going to be a very quick mission if everything goes according to plan. Now, I'm going to try not to, if I fuck this up in the mission, I'm just going to retry it because it can be done so quickly that it's really not that big of an effort, not that worth of a time. It's not that big a waste of time. I'll get it right eventually. I swear I haven't been drinking. Anyways, we got some advice to go through, so let's do that first because I know you guys like this. Holy shit, we got a lot of advice to go through. Alright, Rower, what do you want to talk about?
Matt, you've remained too.
Hey, I've already told you I'm still alive because I've been serving under you, right? I'm not about to leave here and risk taking orders from some bonehead.
Oh, well, the most important thing is to keep the enemy away from the HLV until it takes off. We can't give them a chance to attack. We'll have to crush the enemy before they get close enough to shoot the HLV. I know it's easier said than done.
No worries, Lieutenant. I'm sure just our little group can keep the enemy at bay long enough. The Feddies are gonna regret this. The only thing you need to worry about is keeping us grunts in line. That's what being a good leader is all about. As for the plan, we should pick guys who've got enough mobility for the team to destroy the enemy's command center. The enemy outnumbers us and we'll use it to their advantage. You don't have to worry. We'll send that sucker into space. You stuck around too?
Of course I did! I couldn't let you be the only one to risk your life, old man. Besides, if I did leave, I'd have to train myself to get used to space warfare all over again. That's why I decided to remain on Earth.
Well, you sound like a real soldier, kid.
Considering I'm not much older than a preschooler.
He sure taught you a lesson, huh, Matt?
The more people we have to guard the vessel, the better. I gave my ID tag to a friend who's a passenger on the HLV. But that doesn't mean I intend to lose my life out here. I gave it to that friend of mine as a lucky charm to make sure we live through this war. So let's all do our best.
Looks like the enemy is attacking the missile base. We were relying on that base for backup, but that's not possible now.
If anyone's sticking around, it'll be me. I know it'll be difficult to protect the base to the very end, but I'm sure we'll find a way. In any case, this time I refuse to follow any orders that could easily turn my comrades into casualties.
There really wasn't any choice. I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said we're the only ones who can hold the fort. We must figure out a way to slow down the enemy if this mission is going to be a success. Pay special attention to enemy mobile suits that seem to have greater agility and firepower. In any event, I'll just focus on carrying out the mission given to me.
It's only been 9 months since our forces landed on Earth, but it feels like we've been fighting this war for years. By the way, about Lieutenant Renchef, he seems a bit too belligerent. I think once he's out there fighting, he won't back down from anything. I feel that his personality may have been partly responsible for the annihilation of the soldiers in his unit. Of course, we need people like Lieutenant Renchef to win this war. His personality is essential for a soldier.
We can still fight. Let's show him some Zeon spirit.
I am the tech chief of this unit. If the unit decides to remain, then count me in too. All your equipment's been fully maintained. I am worried about future operations though. Looks like we won't be resupplied from now on.
It's a war no matter where we go, right? But I'd rather stick with the people I already know. Though I'm not sure how much longer I can keep your machines in working order.
All right, so we've got a lot of tension building up here with our unit people. I don't know what Fran's problem is. I think she's just she's got her own little psycho personality is what I believe. So her and Renchef are pretty well perfect for each other. Anyways, so this is kind of it. Everybody's feeling a little bit of tension. We're not going to be making it to space, folks, but that's okay. We can give them one good hell of a hurrah at the last second. All right, so the team setup is going to be kind of simplistic. It really doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't really matter what I take as my two co-pilots. I'm going to get rid of Manning, however, and replace him with Sandra. And the reason I'm going to do that is because she has the repeating bazooka. That might just give me a little bit more of a benefit here. Cool device, smoke grenade, and sonar prod. It doesn't really matter what she has, as long as she's fully stocked. Okay, we're going to keep with Austin here, and he's got some new stuff we can use. Some actually really good stuff, like Armor 3, really good stuff. Reloader, Night Scope, which is good. Equip the Night Scope. This is a nighttime mission. And I think it's raining, too, as a matter of fact. Alright, and as usual, the hero of this story is going to be Petty Officer Swaggart. Swaggart is, again, going to be going solo on this mission. I'm going to be taking direct control of him, assuming direct control, and we are going to be sticking it to the enemy. Take Armor 1. I wish it was something different. Now, this right here, you've heard, if you've watched some of my other Let's Plays with Gundam, and when I play the Dom, and I bitch about how the spray beam alternate fire gun thing is just a giant waste of time, and it never does anything. This is the one time I will actually say the spray beam is really effective at saving your ass. That's if I manage to use it correctly. There is a bit of user error that can occur here, but that's what we're going to have, is Armor A1 and Spray Beam 2. And we're going to go with just one mobile suit. We'll keep with thermals. I want her to have thermals on too. Thermals. We'll switch these up eventually. But that's it. That's my team composition. Now, the reason is that I'm taking Swaggart by himself is because I don't want to get tripped up on my ally Dom units, and the Dom is the fastest thing we've got right now. The reason I took Sandra over Manning is because she has the repeating bazooka. You know, it's not that great in terms of mobile suits between the two of them, so the weapon really makes it. And then Austin is a good choice just because he's a freaking tank. Now, if everything goes according to plan, these two shouldn't really have much fighting to do. But we'll wait and see how that works. In terms of the route itself, there's already some pre-described route. I don't bother with this mission because you can easily just take this whole mission out, if everything goes according to plan, in less than 5 minutes. So I don't even bother trying to program out a route. Anyways, you're going to have to try and keep the HLV from getting shit on, because it doesn't take much for it to be gone, and then you get to do the whole mission over again. So, wish me luck. Let's do this. Getting towards the end of this Let's Play. Let's see. There are a few since Google is fucking over YouTube again, or YouTube is doing the same, and I can't actually reply to comments on my own freaking videos anymore. I guess I have to do it over the video itself, but I'll wait because it's a cutscene.
Don't let the enemy get any closer until the HLV takes off. Got that?
Roger.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to completely ignore the predestined route, and we're going to go do this. Because, kind of like a similar mission in the past, there's one unit that if we take it out, it'll go ahead and take us on to the final phase of the mission itself, which will be really nice. If I fuck this up, however, it could easily spell disaster and I'll lose Swaggert's unit here, which in that case I'll just restart, because Swaggert's unit should be the only unit necessary to actually complete this mission. Now, let your other teams go ahead and take care of whatever units come through, and there are a couple of base defense squads that will actually try and help you out as well. So don't feel like you're too left alone. Okay, so we're getting here, getting kind of close. I gotta look for a specific spot. Here it is. Now, the unit that we're going to want is going to be right up there. You can actually kind of see him. And he's out of there.
Retreat! Retreat at once! Enemy command plane taken out. Without their communication system, enemy troops are in complete disarray.
Good. All units, get ready to...
Wait a minute. Intense heat source approaching. It's fast.
A new challenger has appeared.
No mistake about it. It's Gundam.
What?
God damn it.
Sorry I kept you waiting. It's payback time.
The enemy troops who were in complete disarray are reorganizing themselves. This time it's our own defense unit that's starting to run around in a panic.
This is only one mobile suit. It's unbelievable how powerful it is. All units, we're destroying Gundam.
Roger.
Alright, quickly back up because we don't want those other two. There are a couple of other units that are up there, and we don't want them aggroed. Now, we have to take out fucking Agar once again. He's going to come across this bridge, because if you notice in that cutscene, it actually shows his location. We want him to see us. Good, now he's aggroed to us. And now I want him to come right up here. If this is where you can really fuck this up, and this is where we use the spray beam. Fuck you, Agar! Done.
I don't like this feeling. What's wrong? Move! Move!
Get your ass blasted.
I didn't expect it would end like this. That emblem. You mean it's the guy from that day? No, it can't be. During that battle, I remember sending a missile straight into his cockpit.
Alright, Agar has gone off the deep end.
Really persistent, you Zeon scum.
Gundam isn't moving at all. Enemy troops now retreating.
All troops, go to alert status 2.
And that's it. That's the end of the freaking mission. Is that simple or what? That was, what, maybe 2-3 minutes of time? Unfortunately, it is very easily to just get so screwed up, and we got an S rank for it. I only killed 2 units. I killed 1 gem command, and I killed the Mudrock, which is actually the upgraded Mudrock. I actually really like the design when it fully is upgraded. It's kind of like that mid-range fire support unit that really was missing from Mobile Suit lines for a long time. Anyways, so as you can see, it's really easy to S-rank that mission. You only need 2 kills to do it, and sometimes you might lose somebody from red team or green team just because of RNG. I recommend going all the way farther, or all the way down that canyon side, that road up to that bridge, and then coming around for the first command unit, because it's very easy to aggro a lot of the enemy units. And there's probably about there's at least 4 additional gem units that are sitting in. I think they're powered GMs too, that will wreck your shit. And if you do manage to sneak around them and take out the command vehicle, once the cutscene is done, or if you skip the cutscene, immediately jet backwards very quickly towards where Mudrock will appear. Because it's also very easy, depending on your proximity to the command unit when it goes up in smoke, for the other units to aggro around you. And you can't take them all on like that, because you're out in the open at that point. Now, when you fight Mudrock, do not fight him head on. I had one time when I played this game as a kid where I managed to actually take Mudrock out one-on-one. Well, it wasn't one-on-one. I had red team, green team, and blue team all firing missiles and shit at him, and that's what we finally did, is manage to kill him. He has a shit ton of armor, trying to go for back shots, but the thing is, he's extremely fast too. So if you let him go by you in attempts to flank him, he can be through the forest, down the hallway, and gone. You won't catch him until you hear about the HLV going up in smoke. So be very wary of that. what I did was I made sure that he was aggroed to me, and I knew when he came across the bridge that he was aggroed to me when his icon reticle went red. That means he sees me, he's going in for the attack. I hit around the building, that way he'd be forced to come around it, and I had just the perfect angle to hit him with the beam spray, which is used with the square button. And that's the one time I think I've actually used an optional part for any of these mobile suits, which is funny, and it had to be the beam spray too. Once you do that, close the distance with him, get a melee attack off on him. Don't bother trying to shoot him with your bazooka head on, because it'll take 1 or 2 shots at least, in which case he will have recovered by that point. So don't chance it. Just take his ass out with a melee, and the mission's done. Agar's kind of character is kind of gone off the deep end at this point because he's basically hallucinating in his own goddamn cockpit, and he keeps seeing dead people, which he just claimed Swaggart he killed. Which I'm not quite sure if there were story things that were taken out or cut that we missed out on or something like that, or if I just never caught on to it, but whatever. Agar is still not a bad pilot. The Mudrock is nothing to smirk at, so take it very calm, very easy. If you want to try and do this the way it was probably meant to be played, where you take on the wave after wave after wave of enemy, that's up to you. I just think it's much easier for it, and I just noticed my clear time was just over a minute. That took a minute to clear. Probably if I hadn't have watched the cutscenes, I could have probably had it quicker than that. So this mission, very simple, very easy, and let's go ahead and watch the cutscene.
We were successful in sending off the last HLV into space without any disruptions from the enemy. The focus of the war would now shift from Earth to outer space. However, this was by no means an end to the battles on Earth. As long as our comrades remained here, we would fight. Our supplies might diminish and our enemy's siege might escalate with each passing day. Even so, we would endure to the end. We would never give up. Not until the day our comrades up in space returned once again to Earth.
Nice shot there of the Gao's ass. I always liked the Gao. It's kind of an interesting ship, but it doesn't seem like it would hold together well if it just sat on the ground for a long period of time. I mean, those wings look heavy as hell. Oh, just to put it this way, this cutscene isn't glitching out. It's, this is the effect they put on it, this motion blur shit.
Soldiers, I'm pleased to report that the solar ray has reduced half the Federation forces to stardust. This brilliant light is proof that Zeon's justice is served. With the massive damage incurred, any battle strength the Federation forces may have left will be of no consequence. In other words, what remains of them is little more than debris. It is with confidence that I hereby declare it impossible for this weak host of enemies to force its way past Abaulaku. There is no other way for mankind to last forever except by living under the direct control of we, the chosen superior race of Zeon. If this war drags on, it will pose a serious threat to all of mankind. We must teach those slow-witted people of the Earth Federation a lesson they will always remember. The time is now! This is the hour for mankind to stand up for the future that awaits us! Hail, Zeon!
I really do like the music as it plays to this scene, and even Garen's little speech goes just perfectly with it. But it didn't end up as well as he had hoped. I can't remember if there's any audio for this or not. No longer able to continue the battle in North America, we withdrew from the continent with our surviving comrades. Fortunately, a part of our submarine fleet escaped unharmed. And after escaping from the Earth Federation forces and safely reaching shore, we made our way to the desert to join our allies. That was a horrible attempt at Schmitzer, but whatever. I certainly do run the gamut of cutscenes for this this game. Different types, in-game, out-game. Ooh. I forgot about this.
Commander, just got word that our allies need reinforcements. What'll we do?
We won't abandon any allies in danger.
I understand. I'll get everyone together.
Good idea. The Last Fang.
That's right, we get thrown into Mission 13, the final mission of this game. You don't get a chance to save between the two of them until you actually get to the mission briefing team setup screen, so.
At ease. We've received a message from some allies requesting assistance. Judging by the fact that the recurring message isn't coded, we can assume the situation is desperate. There's no intelligence on the enemy's battle strength or on their current deployment, but we must provide support for our allies as soon as possible. We will advance toward the source of the signal and wipe out enemy troops in the vicinity. Depending on the severity of the situation, we may cut our way through the enemy and escort our allies as we retreat. Once we rescue them, we can link up with our allied forces in this area. All units, make sure to equip yourselves with plenty of gear before we move out. Over.
Alright, so we just get to protect our allies. This mission is unique. It's very unique compared to all of the missions that we've done so far. It's not very strategy-oriented. It's more along the lines of RNG bullet hell. But we did get a couple of new little toys to play with, and I'll show you those in just a moment. We're going to do the advice column first. Again, we got quite a few people.
It took so long to locate our allies. We must find a way to save them. It's hard to devise a strategy, though, when all we have is the source of their signal. We have no idea what's out there, which means we should avoid any open areas. That's about all I can say for now.
We made it this far by marauding the Fetish supply bases and supply troops. But camping out in the desert is taking its toll. I hope we can link up with the Allied base pretty soon.
I'm itching to leave. The way things are going, we have to hurry. But we don't know how many enemies are out there. We gotta move carefully, but quickly, too.
Ensign Nikki, starting to take charge, are you?
Of course. I'm no longer excess baggage anymore, old man.
Trust me, I won't let anyone call you excess baggage.
Oh, really? I believe it was Matt who's been calling you that up until this moment. Right, Matt?
You got me there.
I'm ready to go anytime. Let's hurry.
Looks like the situation in this area has changed dramatically since I was last here. I thought I could advise you, but sorry, I can't be any help.
We must rescue our allies in danger. Besides, any information they could provide about the enemy in this area would be helpful.
It'll be good for us to link up with our allies. It's been hard enough with so few supplies. But it'll be even harder if we can't maintain our machines properly.
The situation sounds quite desperate. I hope the Allied troops are safe for the moment.
Our Allied troops sound like they're in a panic. The place must be swarming with enemies. Who cares? I'll give them a whooping.
Your machines are prepped well enough to endure a tough battle. That's about all I can say for the time being. I'd like the chance to do a brief overhaul at a fully equipped facility, but
We didn't have enough time to load enough supplies and equipment when we left California. To make matters worse, we have no gear for desert combat. Sure, those war spoils from the enemy supply base are useful as makeshift parts, but it's getting harder to maintain them. I don't know about this. I almost wish I'd gone up to space when I had the chance.
A little late now, kid. Anyways, so as you can see, we have been kind of hard pressed for this. This is the mission screen. We have two sets of allies to protect, and they have reason to panic. There is an absolute shitstorm worth of gems coming at us, and every gem under the sun too. But let's go ahead and take a look at our team setup here. We've got some new toys. Swaggart is going to get replaced as my lead unit, and that's going to be replaced by Sandra. Sandra has the brand new Dom Trofin. Love this machine. Just has some of the best optional parts right now. Bullets, reloader. Let's see here. Cooling device is good. Nice beam spray, we'll take that. And then that's really it. Okay, let's see here. Go down. Swagger really hasn't changed, but we do want to change him over to 3 units, I think. Or is there somebody else I replaced Swagger with? I know I'm going to replace him with Fran, because Fran has her new Dom F. It's actually the Dom Funf, the F-U-N-F, surprisingly enough. And yeah, it can be used for both space and atmospheric ground combat. It just takes some parts conversion, but that's what the F stands for, is Funf. We want her to have sonar on. She has a repeating bazooka, which is fantastic. Oh, it's her that has all the really good stuff. Okay, I got it mixed up. It wasn't Sandra, it's her. Reloader. Oh, we can't have scope. That sucks. I'll take the reloader though. Screen. Alright, Fran. We're definitely going to move you into the lead. Sandra, I want you there though. Yeah, okay, that is it. So we do use swagger. Alright. So, this should work out well. Bullets, reloader. Armor, reloader, bullets. You know what? Screw it. We're going to use the Trophin. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and try and make sure this works. Alright, now this mission, good luck. I got no strategy to tell you other than that hopefully you'll hit every shot and stick to those allied units like glue. You're probably going to lose at least one team leader from this mission. I've never really seen it where I've gone through without losing at least a team leader. If not a whole squad. But, boy, I hope I switched everybody over to sonar. Okay.
All units, move out.
Our allies are repeating their transmission. We must hurry.
Number 11 supply unit here. We've been besieged by the enemy and we're helpless. Reinforcements requested. Reinforcements. Somebody, please respond.
Sorry we're late. You'll be all right now. Don't worry.
Good. Reinforcements. We're saved.
Okay. We gotta keep these guys nice and safe, and there's a giant amount of mobile suits coming at us right now. And they all have like some weird hovering abilities too. So don't think that the Dom is the quickest thing on the road now. Just be very cautious with how you approach this. There goes green team leader. That's fine as long as we only lose one. But you fucking die already. But now that we've lost green team, that's going to be kind of difficult for us to recover from that. Okay, reload a little bit quicker. Make sure we take out him because he can be a big old pain in the dick. Why aren't you firing? Reload already. Thank you. Do some more reload. Luckily enough for me, the green team survivors, which is just one, that'll make things a little interesting. They're actually putting up quite a good fight. Like I said, we gotta survive for 2 minutes, and this is not easy. Keep an eye out for any high-speed units that are attempting to try and blitzkrieg into the allied units, because they can take them out pretty quick. There's only 4 of them in total. And keep everything over to sonar, because that way you'll have at least the ability to fight pretty easily. Or at least have a wide range for it. Good, red team is doing good. I like this. Green team, however, is not going to be able to put up a big fight for long, just because it's just green team was one. There goes that.
I'm under attack.
Load, and then I want to go back to our units. Are you still kicking up there? Must have missed you. Oh, there he is. There's a fast one right there. Get him, get him, get him. Ooh. That could have been fucking horrible right there. Man, red team is just clearing up work here. Alright, so this is going to get a lot worse real quick. Just keep an eye on your units. Try your best to intercept the fast movers. Like that old boy there. Perfect.
Enemy located.
Good.
I'm under attack.
Good. Oh man. Don't hook this up. Speaking of which. Oh, I see you, you bastard. Ooh. Alright, come on, we can do this. There's quite a few of them left here. And there's going to be a lot more that shows up here in the last 10 seconds, I'd wager. This game loves to just blitz you. Alright. There's another one. Oh, a bunch of them, actually. A bunch of fast movers. Red team crash. Oh, thank God. Whew. Hate that time mission shit.
Enemy retreat confirmed. We won!
Good. All units, we're clearing this area.
Commander, wait a moment, please. I'm receiving a transmission on all channels. I'll patch it through.
Attention all Zeon officers and soldiers. I am Prime Minister Darcia Bakarov. Supreme Commander Giran Zabi, along with Rear Admiral Kasilia Zabi, have lost their lives in battle. Therefore, Abawaku has surrendered. At present, the Republic of Zeon and the Earth Federation government have agreed to a ceasefire. Our battle has come to an end. I beseech you, officers and soldiers, as the national sovereign, I have proper authority to give the order. All forces, immediately suspend hostilities and lay down your weapons. I repeat, immediately suspend hostilities and lay down your weapons. The war is over. Attention all Zeon officers and soldiers. I am Prime Minister Darcia Bakarov.
Is this just going to repeat? Anyways, so you can see how much that mission sucked, and I actually ended up losing 2 team leaders. I lost green team leader off the bat almost. But that's the longest 3 minutes of my life in this game, I'll tell you that much. Well, that's it. The war is over, folks. Zeon lost.
We arrived safely at the command headquarters while escorting the Allied troops we had rescued. The Prime Minister's ceasefire announcement was being broadcast repeatedly even now. The actions of the Federation forces and other factors indicated that the agreed-upon ceasefire was indeed genuine. The Principality of Zeon had been defeated.
Yep, we got our asses handed to us.
For our nation, for justice, and for the protection of our loved ones, defending the Zeon flag, our soldiers were pitted against a formidable enemy. Each came from a different background, and each fought for a different personal reason, and many lost their lives. The Principality of Zeon was defeated. However, as long as there are comrades who continue to fight for their beliefs, kindled by their love for those on the home front, our own battle will likely never end.
And that is the end of Mobile Suit Gundam Zeonic Front. I think so. I don't think there are any more cutscenes. I think you should just go to credits after this. Yep, there it is. Alright, so it's done and over. I can put my controller down now for a bit. Thoughts on the game itself. It's basically Rainbow Six with Gundam involved. It's really very close to that. You can go through the entire game treating it as if kind of like a third-person shooter like you would with Federation versus Zeon or Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. You're going to find it a little difficult to actually continue to survive in some of the missions, like the mission with White Base, that type of thing. The strategic approach does help out quite a bit, but it takes a little bit more planning and you have to look through it. And you'll probably end up doing a lot of these missions over and over and over again for retries, so don't feel too discouraged if that's the case. I did like this game quite a bit. I luckily had found it in a bargain bin at a local GameStop store when the PlayStation 2 had just been phased out for production. They were starting to really discount a lot of the PlayStation 2 games. Oh, that reminds me. There was somebody who actually had who had asked me a question about whether or not they should buy, I think it was Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam from Amazon. If you're going to buy a brand new copy of the game, it's going to be a little expensive. I think it runs anywhere from $40 to $80 depending on what seller you're buying it from. I actually lucked out and found it 2.5 years ago, I think, in a local Ma&Pa game store. It was brand new, unopened. I ended up picking it up for like $34 or something like that. It was worth every penny. So if you can find it for cheap, go for it. If not, you might get lucky at some local shops that aren't affiliated with big names, stuff like that. It's up to you. It's a great game, but make sure the disc is in working order. So if you do buy it used, buyer beware type of thing, the PlayStation 2 discs don't have the greatest track record for surviving scratches and shit like that. They're not as good as the old PlayStation disc, where you could literally put a wire sponge on the back end of those things, go to town on it, and put a little toothpaste in it, and you'll be good to go. It would play like brand new. I did like this game quite a bit. There are some optional things to do in this game. You've seen probably a little bit. I showed off a little bit of the simulations in like the earlier episodes for it. You have the simulators that you can do. There's also what's known as round 2. Round 2 is when you play the campaign after loading a cleared game file, like here it's asking me to save the cleared game file. Once you actually load up that file and continue the campaign, you have access to all of your units at the end of the last Fang mission there, so with all that type of stuff and anything else that you unlock with the simulators and stuff like that. Simulators allow you to unlock quite a few different little extras like beam rifles, different mobile suits. If I remember correctly, you can unlock the Red Comet's Zaku 2. You can unlock Gundam, I think, as a matter of fact. A bunch of the white base units, stuff like that. Round 2 missions usually tend to replace a lot of the generic like helicopter units or tank units with full-blown mobile suits. So gems, power gems, command gems, stuff like that. And there are some little brief differences in how the mission will play out towards the end of the game itself, like with Mission 12 at Last Defense, where it showed where Mudrock was. I don't think it actually shows off where Mudrock appears on the map cutscene like it does before, so it makes things a little bit more interesting. But you have the equipment to be able to make do with that, so it's not too bad. I don't think I'm going to show that off right now. I kind of want to move on to another game, but I will keep my save data, so if I ever decide to get bored and decide I want to go back to it, I can start with the simulation missions and do and maybe do campaign round 2. But for now, I think this is about as good a place as any to actually close out the chapter on Zeonic Front. It's a great game. If you can find it for cheap, pick it up if you're a Gundam fan. It's like the old school Rainbow Six games, so don't expect a whole lot of it to go well if you're not a big fan of those games whatsoever. It's definitely different than Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam or Federation vs. Zeon, but it has its own merits. I didn't like this game, actually, the first time I played it. Matter of fact, I didn't like it, and coincidentally, I started not liking it when I got up to the white base mission. Shh, don't tell anybody that. But after a while, and I went back to it years later, it did grow on me quite a bit. And it's a nice little side story to add into everything. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and save our clear game data. See, I've got a bunch of saves here. So we'll go ahead and save over... now, you know what? We'll save right there. And that will be the end of that. So it should take me back to the main cutscene here. Here's the beginning cutscene for it. I want to show off just one little thing to know that you've actually got your cleared game data loaded. You'll see a little bit of a difference at the start select screen. I'll just skip this cutscene. There it is. You'll see that you have Char's Zaku 2 as a background mobile suit instead of just a standard green Zaku 2. So that means you have cleared data and round 2 is available for it. But folks, I believe this is where I'm going to end this. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for putting up for my hiatus. And I can't say that's never going to have to happen again. Real life comes first. A lot of you understand that. But yeah, that's it. See ya, folks.